Welcome to 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
I'm AJ.
Brady.
And we are going to be talking to you today about car games.
Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
One of the original racing games I played was
Rad Racer.
Rad Racer.
On
Nintendo.
Yep.
NES.
You know who made that game? Squaresoft. It was their first game. It wasn't no Final Fantasy.
Nope. It
It was Rad Racer. And if you had 3D glasses, the red blue ones, you could hit select and put it in the 3D mode, and it was sick.
They broke new ground.
It did. It really did.
I will say I didn't care for the game because I was awful at it. So I'd always run out of gas or whatever the...
Oh, that's so crazy. I was really good at it.
I was bad at it. RC Pro-Am was another one that I played a lot.
There was one that was kind of like a wireframe game, and it was like one of the first 3D games. You could build your own courses. You could put like a loop-de-loop and jumps into them. I can't remember what it's called, but I played that.
What about Excite-A-Bike? It's technically not a car racing game, but it is a racing game.
It is a racing game. I didn't play it.
That was the first game where I was a major dick to people, because you could, if you hit the boost, you could your car
bump
or
them.
Your engine would get hotter, but you go faster. So if you zipped up and then you hit the front of their tire, they would crash and wreck. So I'd always do that to my sisters, and then they would try and do it to me.
Suck it.
And we'd be like, okay, this time nobody can hit anybody, and then I would hit them.
That's
Good.
how I still play racing games.
Same. But really for the NES era, I really didn't play many. There was one on Sega Genesis that I fucking loved, and I can't remember the name of it at all, but it was so fucking good. And I remember playing it for hours and hours while listening to Aerosmith's 9 Lives. I really loved that album when I was a kid for some reason, and I had that sucker playing on repeat while I would play this game for hours and hours. And I feel bad for my parents because they had to hear fucking 9 Lives for weeks on end on repeat. Pink is my favorite color.
I think the first game that really cemented my love for car games was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, the original.
Yes.
Got that back when they had shareware, or what was it?
Shareware.
But what was was that the demo, quote unquote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shareware was technically a demo. You could call the number and they would send you the full copy. That's how a lot of early PC games worked.
Because I remember you got to be a Lamborghini or a Porsche, and there's a Lamborghini Diablo.
Yeah.
And that made me just...
One of the best cars ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Test Drive. It was like one of the original Test Drive games on Genesis. So I was really hooked on that game.
You guys, you want to hear one of my first racing games?
Hit it.
From PlayStation
Hold
1.
on. I'm going to guess. It is Pod Racer.
No, it's not.
F-Zero.
Nope.
F-Zero is one of my favorites on
It's
Super.
excellent, though. It was Hot Wheels Extreme Racing. You could turn into a tank, a boat,
Oh, dude, there was a really good
or a
Super
normal
Nintendo
car
game called Micro Machines Racing.
Yeah.
And you would race around like on a kitchen table. It was sweet.
But then I also
My son is
played
actually playing with my Micro Machines right now.
the for PC, the Hot Wheels racing games. Those were so fun.
Like on the Hot Wheels PC.
No, I never had one of those, but I've always wanted one. But
It's so bad.
That's my first racing game, and then Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 kicked me into overdrive.
Oh.
So, really, F-Zero was a really good.
F-Zero
game.
was really good. N64 version was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
didn't play the
dumping
N64
tons of
one.
hours with friends where we just would race over and over and over and
But
over.
I did play Pod Racer hardcore on 64.
Yep, Pod
And
Racer
then,
was really fun too.
Finally, was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use the Yingwei Malmsteen cheat and get the best Pod Racer.
Yeah.
Yingwei?
Ingve.
Whatever.
Who cares?
He's a guitar maestro.
He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He's no,
Steve Vai. Steve Vai can kill dragons with his. And he has a handle on his guitar.
Steve Vai is pretty dope.
So, speaking of N64 days, Cruising USA, I think, was one of the first games I played on N64.
I remember we played that.
Cruising!
Because was that the one that had Bikini Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I replayed that at my friend's house. It was some summer. And we rented it from, some video place.
Probably a Blockbuster.
We didn't have a Blockbuster, but it was some, little
family
podunk,
video
yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, it was Podunk, upstate New York, video rental place. And we got that. And so my parents are there, my friend's parents are there, and then this bikini-clad babe comes walking across, and they thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world, but I didn't say anything. I just
David
pretended like I
Strope's
won.
first boner.
I have to assume it came long before that.
I've only played that game in arcades on the racing wheel.
Yeah. I don't know. I played the shit out of it on N64.
Gran Turismo 1 was probably the first one I
I
dumped
think
a
Gran
ton of
Turismo
time.
1 was the very first game that, really fucking knocked it into me. I think before that, though, we had NASCAR 98. No,
Oh.
Gran Turismo came out before that. But I played the shit out of NASCAR games back then. And I'd always play as a fucking McDonald's car.
Would you drive backwards?
No.
Yes, I would do that.
No, I would.
Blast.
I would do like the.
I would do that when I played with my friends, when I was losing.
Yeah.
I would play the 4-hour endurance
Oh,
matches
jeez.
on those. Yep.
Screw you. If you're going to win, I'm going to make sure you lose.
I was so hard fucking core when it came to racing games. I also did that with Gran Turismo. I did all of the endurance races, including 24-hour race.
Nice. I had a NASCAR game for Game Boy Color that I played all the time.
I mean, they're really easy because you just tap right the whole time.
Yeah. Right or left, depending on if you're going backwards like me.
Or if you're in Watkins Glen, then you go. They do have a left-hand turn.
Ooh.
One of the only races in NASCAR. Upstate New York. Represent.
Those
But no,
crazy
I mean-
New Yorkers, we only turn right in America. Right like our freedom, I don't know.
See, the thing about racing games is that I have a really deep connection and really grapples into my memories with my dad because we would sit there and play Gran Turismo until he would be like, "Don't tell your mom you can stay up till 2:00 tonight as long as you're playing Gran Turismo with me." And we would just rock the shit out of that game, just play it and play it and play it.
See, the thing I loved about those games is that you could tinker with your car's tune, the tune-up, and so I would do dumb stuff that I had no clue what I was doing, like change the camber so that my wheels were diagonal pointing. So this has to help do something,
That's
right?
cool nowadays. Kids are doing that to make their rides look dope.
Are they changing their gear ratios? So
Just
Hey, on those straightaways,
yeah,
you couldn't catch me,
That's when you won.
and then I would lose in the turns.
No, but Gran Turismo 1, I remember we were hell yeah, dude, I can't wait to get one of those super fancy cars, blah blah blah. And then we found the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo, and it was the best.
I
car
thought
in
it was
game.
the Toyota Supra was one of the best ones.
The GTO Twin Turbo was a 4-wheel drive, and you could boost its horsepower up to
Like
948.
God.
And it
tear
was
itself apart.
the most stable car you could drive. I beat everything with it with a purple GTO Twin Turbo.
Nice.
See, I did Lancer Evo was my car that I just dumped millions of dollars into just because I loved that.
Credits.
Sorry, credits. And that was the other thing, is having a group of friends that you could do, and I miss this in racing games now, the licenses, where you're just trying to shave those tenths of seconds off, and you're like, okay, pass it over to me, and then somebody finally gets it, and then you're like, yeah, we got the B class.
Brady
We
and
got
I
the A class.
got to live that with my dad
Yep.
on his Gran Turismo.
Well, but they don't
Sport.
really have the same licensing things. Like, you can't not do these things, because you can just go to the online racing if
Yeah.
you want to. So I enjoyed where you had to do A
Well,
class
that's
license to
because,
do A
like,
class races and stuff.
Yeah.
like that.
It was more of a focus on a one player.
Yeah,
aspect.
single player.
Now racing games are, and that's something I miss a lot about racing games. Like some of my favorite racing games. One of my most major favorite racing games, besides Gran Turismo, was Project Gotham Racing.
Yes.
On Xbox.
Yep.
So fun.
And it was all about style plus speed, and that's why my dad always wants me to do drift challenges.
Yeah.
Because of that game, I learned how to be insanely good at drifting, so I could get all the kudos. Also,
God, I forgot that was the
The currency.
the currency's kudos.
and the worst part is that was the game when I first broke a Xbox controller, controller.
Out of rage.
Yeah, against a fucking concrete wall. I yanked it out of the Xbox and I just whipped it over my head and I was just like slamming it against the wall. I was giving my wall the fucking lashes with this fucking Xbox One or Xbox S controller.
I want a time machine to go back and see.
Oh, it was
that.
it was wicked. Like, and I had like a glass top table, which David could probably attest to. He probably remembers my glass top tables. He's all like, "Looks like druggy tables," because they were mirrored.
Yeah.
And then, I came to realize that my parents did do drugs at one point. So it's like, yeah, Scarface. But no, like, I once took one of the controllers and I got really pissed and I threw it at the table and I shattered out this corner of the table.
Oh my God.
So I put this McDonald's menu that I stole from McDonald's. It was one of those giant, like, plastic ones that they have.
Placemat, kinda.
No, like it was those really big ones that they have at the countertops that shows like all the combo meals you can get. I fucking took one of those. So like I had that on my table to cover up the hole. It was awesome.
How long did that last?
The table is probably I would probably still have that table if the legs hadn't have like broken off due to just old wear and tear.
From AJ lashing it with his controllers.
No, I did that to the concrete walls.
I never try to break a controller playing racing games, but SSX tricky.
Yeah. See, it's really funny though. Like I got that shit out of my system when I was a kid. Now I always see these adults like talking about how they break their controllers while playing Dark Souls. And I'm like, geez, it must be nice to be a fucking rich person. Like buying a console controller is like
$60.
It's an investment you have to plan ahead for.
Yeah. I've thrown like during the Halo 2 days, I've thrown controllers.
I mean, back then though, like as a kid, I didn't really have any semblance like idea of like money. And
Mom, I need a controller.
Yeah.
Why? I lost.
That's like my daughter the other day wanted cookies or something, and we're like, "Do you have money for it?" No, you can just pull out your wallet and get me cookies. Just go to the bank and get money. Oh, because that's how that works. Let's go down to the bank and get money for cookies.
Yes, I need $20 for cookies, please.
I would like to make a withdrawal for cookies. Oh, high and mighty over here making a withdrawal.
Let
for
me get the white
cookies.
gloves.
But no, like Xbox had that, and then it had one of the games that I found to be the most fun, and that would be the Burnout series.
Oh God,
Those were just pure fun. I would just do the fucking cash rack up with the explosion.
Yep.
Where it's just like try to get the most amount of destruction done in this one jump.
It's so fun. And those races were such fast paced.
Yeah, dude, because like everything was like shoom, shoom.
Exploding.
Yeah, and you had to like zoom in between all these people. It was so much fun.
And the more cars, like pedestrian cars, you hit, it boosted up your boost. Which
I still have a Burnout on my PC.
they're so
Maybe
good.
maybe we should load that up this weekend.
Yeah.
One of the games that I liked but hated was Grid. I think it may have been was it 360 or Xbox One?
That was for 360.
Or Aero, I mean, not just 360 exclusive, but
It
I
was
liked it
during
because
the
it was
360 era.
really pretty, and like I enjoy that it has real car damage. Because I like that cars don't get damaged, but I also like that if I'm going to be a douchebag and destroy my car, that it's going to react to it and be like, hey, you just crumpled your whole entire front end. Your car now sucks.
Yeah.
But the thing I hated about that game was that they introduced this now not new thing, but where you could rewind
Yeah.
a certain way. But the thing is that it didn't let you rewind terribly far. So you're going like 150. Your reaction time is going to. So I would just keep on doing the same thing over and over. And over. It's like I'm in a loop where I'm just
Constantly
Groundhog Daying my
failing.
way into this girder every time. Or one time I would get out of it and be like, yeah, and then crash like 2 seconds later.
Oh, a new corner I have
Yeah.
to constantly do.
I never played Grid. One game that I know I fucking hated. So when I got my Xbox, it came with Jet Set Radio Future and Sega GT. And Sega GT was one of the worst
Well, it was a knockoff
racing games.
Gran Turismo, so it felt clunky. It didn't feel as fun.
Well, here's the thing. I forever have burnt into my head like the you lost, because it would go game over, yeah.
Yep.
And nothing made my blood boil more than hearing that, and I'd be like, motherfucker. I would turn into fucking just an angry old man, just like fucking shit, fucking
Marv from Home Alone.
yeah,
Or whatever.
Merv, and oh
Or
my
Harry.
god, like
One of the two. I don't
Yeah.
know.
oh, it would be Harry. Merv is the tall, lanky one.
One of the best screams in cinematic history.
Yeah, and
And that was because they put a real spider on him.
Yep.
oh god. But anyway, like, yeah, that game, I hated it. I hated it so fucking much. And I still hate it to this day. I swear if I saw a copy of it, I would break it. And I didn't like Jet Set Radio Future. I didn't see what the big fucking deal
It
was.
was kind of cool, but
Like, I know it was originally like a Dreamcast game.
it was fun on Dreamcast.
Now, Dreamcast, they had some good racing games too. One of them was like this futuristic hoverboard racer. Maybe you can Google foo that motherfucker up. I loved it. It was so good. But then they had Test Drive 5. And I remember the only reason why I played it originally was because I just wanted to watch the Fear Factory video that was on it for cars. So I would watch that over and over. And
Rush. Was it Rush?
No.
Is that song the...
Oh, okay. Here's a game you just brought back to my memory, where you could race for pink slips and stuff like that. Speed Devils from Dreamcast. I love that game. The cars were absolutely gorgeous to look at, and you could kind of mod them out. It wasn't any Gran Turismo, but it was pretty sweet.
I don't think I ever played that. I
It
kind of wish
is.
I had. There was a lot of games on Dreamcast I wish that I had gotten a chance to play, but I didn't.
In a future episode, we will be telling you why Dreamcast is the best system to have ever existed.
I'll look forward
Mark
to
it. Well, you're going to be a part of it.
Oh, sweet. I never played one.
I really wish that I hadn't gotten rid of the one that I had.
I have had two, and I'll probably have a third one at some point in time. Because I always get them, I'm like, this nostalgia, love it, oh. And then I always get rid of it, and I'm like, why did I do that? And then I have seller's remorse. Another one, Crazy Taxi, even though it's not technically a racing game.
Oh,
still
dude, it was still so much
stinking-
fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even they even on Dreamcast they had a semi racing game. Believe it or not, fun. You didn't really race against other. You basically was timed,
Time because it's so slow.
or maybe just I'm easily entertained. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
One of my favorite of all time is the Need for Speed Underground series.
I like the
Need
first
for
one.
Speed was so good.
And Need for Speed
Trick Style.
Trick Style. Don't know if I ever played that one for Dreamcast.
Yeah, never heard of it.
But what was the last Need for Speed? Not the newest one.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. There's been so many.
What?
Okay, yeah, I played that one.
Yeah.
The last...
Because there's
Most-
whatever one was the open world Need for Speed. That one was really fun.
Hot Pursuit.
Is that most... Yeah.
Most Wanted,
the
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted.
Oh.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Need for Speed, whatever. Because I was really excited listening to not the newest one that came out, but the underground-ish one.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is great. I was looking at all this stuff, looking at the cars, and then it's like, it's always at night. And I hate that. Because it's I want to see my car. That's the whole entire point. I don't mind nighttime, but I want daytime where I can see the beautiful...
I've always been a fan of
Burnt
nighttime
orange car.
racing
I want to
in
say
games.
Need for Speed Underground was the same way.
Yeah, Need for Speed Underground was...
That or I'm just only remembering nighttime.
Because that was back when huge...
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious was out, so
Yeah.
everybody wanted rice burners and
Oh, dude, I had
Mitsubishi.
a Skyline, a Supra, and a Civic. Dude, that Civic, I'm like, I'm going to keep this car this entire game. And I got up to like 700 horsepower, and it fucking ripped. It had like 30-inch gold spinners.
The ripping and tearing.
Yeah, with like pink underglow.
The ripping and the tearing. The
Oh,
ripping and the tearing.
Those games were so fun.
So I'm looking here on Amazon right now, just because, and they have Sega Dreamcast consoles for $47.73.
I was gonna say, probably about
Oh my
50 bucks.
Right now, you can get a visual memory unit, brand new in box, for $9.94. They only have one left, so get it now. Sega Dreamcast controllers for $25.
I'm going to buy all this stuff and then that has one left and then upcharge it and sell it to David.
They have a Rumble Jump Pack for $17.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you can buy Shenmue for $130.
I do not.
Hell yeah.
I don't care about Shenmue.
Eh.
I never got into that game when I played Dreamcast. But the main crux of why I want to talk about this is the choice now that we finally have a Gran Turismo game for the PS4 is what do you choose, Forza or Gran Turismo?
Forza.
And that's, I think, where I fall. Because, A, we didn't have to wait. How many years has PlayStation been out? 4 years now?
3.
To 2013, we're in 2017. So it's coming up on 4 years, because in November
Yeah.
is when Xbox and all that kind of stuff flew out the doors. So 4 freaking years almost that we had to wait for a Gran Turismo game when it should have been a staple that launched with the stupid
Oh, yeah.
console. And we didn't have it.
And this new
And
one.
Forza had one that came right out, Forza 5, and that was,
Yep.
I played the crap out of that. Why? Because it had Top Gear.
Yes.
And I could sit there, it's just like I'm in a Top Gear episode.
Like the London themed races where they just have like 100 garbage cans on the map. Oh, it's so fun.
Well, and you get to drive on the Top Gear test track.
Yep.
You get Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May talking to you about cars and racetracks.
Yeah, like when you
and-
start the new classes, they'll go through and talk about it.
And it's just, I loved it. It's like Forza 5 was the game that I absolutely loved.
That's the one I still play just because it was one of the free games a couple months ago.
Gosh dang it.
And one of the big, huge car packs was like $5, so I got that too. So I got a bunch of cool cars. But it's great. I never played 6 and 7. I don't really care to because loot boxes in a racing game. And the bad thing about 7 is you can't upgrade any of your cars. You have to have them set as they are to race any of those classes.
Are you talking about Forza?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind
I mean,
that because they've always kind of had those in those games where you have to meet certain requirements to
Yeah.
enter certain races. I always enjoyed the races where you could just be like, hey, anybody, bring your car. All right, fine, I'm bringing my 18,000 horsepower.
golf cart.
Yeah.
A van with like 12 engines stuffed in the back.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, 5's great. It's got, granted, it's getting up there in age as far as modern games go, so it's not going to have the latest, greatest cars.
But still has some good ones.
Oh yeah, I got a LaFerrari. I got that Audi R8 LMP1 car. Oh, it's the only car you'll ever need. That's the car you can break the world record on the Nürburgring with. What's up? 6 minutes 30 flat.
Well, now I'm gonna have to buy it and beat it.
I'll race with you. It's fun. It doesn't have too many maps, but I mean, it's got all the best race courses in the world.
Well, if you guys want to, you can buy me an Xbox One S right now on Amazon for $189.
Hey, if I ever get the Xbone X, I'll give you my S.
Okay.
For nothing.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
Well, I'm gonna have to come up with some spare $500 first.
Did you just get that new Amazon card, son?
I can't use it like that. I did it for one thing, and then I'm going to pay it down.
Yeah.
Because that's how I got my PS4, and I'm still paying off that credit card 3 years later.
Oh, my God, yeah. Mine too.
Partly I used it when I was laid off and didn't have full unemployment. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I need this now. I need this $50 bar tab. Yeah,
And I think the thing that really cements it for me is that even though Forza does have like the open world with Forza Horizon,
Horizon 3 and 1 and 2, obviously.
but that while it is open world and probably kind of like the Need for Speed wanted, you can be in a world with other people. You still are able to do single player. Where I feel that Gran Turismo is really pigeonholing you into, if you want to do races, online is the only place you're really going to be able to do it.
No. Well,
I feel that's...
I guess I've only played it a little bit when AJ's dad was over here.
Yeah.
Did they have single player tracks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my dad made me do a race for
We were
him.
doing the challenge modes, weren't we?
We were doing challenge modes, but he made me do a race for him, and I ended up coming in first. It was like a 30 lap
Yeah.
on this crazy track.
But I just feel they're trying to push you towards the online and the etiquette and...
But the last Gran Turismo, that was the one with all the Top Gear shit. It wasn't Forza.
No, it was
It did.
Forza.
No, it was Gran Turismo.
I think it was 4.
Well,
Gran
no, but
Turismo 6.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 6, but Forza 5 was like Top Gear.
It did have Top Gear in it. But I do remember
So did Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo having it too.
Because I remember going over to my dad's and playing on his PS3 and doing the...
Yeah, because that came out the year that PlayStation 4 came out, but it only came out on PS3,
Yep.
which is...
I think it was 4 or 5. I can't remember.
I don't fucking know anymore. Anyway, I remember playing the Top Gear tracks
Yeah.
on it.
Gran Turismo 6,
I remember
2013.
racing the Top Gear track. Like, this is a lot easier looking on TV. Because it's
right?
a figure 8 in a sense.
And it's really hard because whenever they do the camera angles, you don't... That's what I had problems with trying to do turns, because I'm like, okay, this is where this is, this is where this is, but since they always move the camera, you don't really see the whole entire track as it actually is.
It's weird.
But it's really...
setup.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got Laguna Seca, and that's all
Which
I need.
they took out of the new Gran Turismo. No Laguna Seca.
Why is that?
I have no fucking clue.
Because it has the best
I
corners.
think it's in Forza now. And Forza pretty much
Yep.
was like, here's the money for it.
What is it, like turn 12, the corkscrew? One of the best
corkscrew where you
turns
drop
in the
3
world.
stories.
Yep.
It's so fun.
Oh, that's great.
And I remember watching Top Gear and Jeremy Clarkson taking the Honda NSX and trying to do it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I can do it on the Gran Turismo. It's so easy, but I can't. There's something that breaks down because you're in a virtual car as opposed to a real car doing
Well,
something.
it's got to be creepy because it's a blind turn. I mean, unless you know that track by heart, you're going in, you can't see where you're about to end up.
Well, the crazy part is that that's actually originally a motorcycle track.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck. Dude, those dudes who do MotoGP, they have, I don't know how they sit on those
Balls of
bikes with
steel.
those fucking huge balls.
Yeah.
I could never.
It's
That's
fucking
terrifying to
scary,
me.
yeah.
I need 4 wheels.
In a cage.
Yeah.
And some of those crashes that those guys get into.
Brutal.
Scary. Some scary shit. But then everybody's like, oh, Dale Earnhardt, he got killed going around in circles.
Hey,
He
was one
was-
of the greatest.
God's gift of NASCAR.
Did he get killed? He didn't get killed by going in a circle. He got killed because he got slammed into a wall at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, because he's going straight.
Because he got clipped from behind and he just went...
Didn't win though, so that it's good for the first place team.
Damn, dude.
The only way to beat Dale is to kill him. Now, that's my fine idea.
I'm driving down the road and I'm flirting with disaster.
Our first plan of trying to get him drunk didn't help because he's a red-blooded American. He just kept it down.
Just made him better.
Yeah.
Speaking of... Wait, I don't know why I was going to go into that tangent. Never mind.
But I've been thinking about getting one of
We'll
the
start,
F1 games. Because F1's the pinnacle of
They do
racing.
have there was an F1 game in Dreamcast too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love F1 racing.
Yep.
I
miss the...
whenever I try and play them, they're just so stinking fast. And
Yeah.
the sweet spot, because I mean, once again, going back to Top Gear, is that they several times have mini F1 cars and even real F1 cars on their track, and like the point in time when you brake in a normal car is like 150 feet or 200 feet beyond or before you do it in like an F1 car, and so to get that into your head that
You have to brake, like...
super late.
Yeah. And hard. You can't ease into it. You got to stomp on it.
Yeah, because that's just how an F1 car is built, though.
And how I can't get that into my head, so then I just wind up scrubbing all my speed, and then all of a sudden everybody's past me,
Yeah.
and I'm.
And if you go too slow, your brakes won't warm up, the tires won't warm up.
Yep.
So you got to go as fast as you can constantly. Those cars, I wish they were still the V12s like when Schumacher was racing. Now they're...
V10.
Or
are they going
I think
lower?
they're either turbocharged V10s or V8s. I think they're V8s now.
They're
Then you
still
got-
as fast.
I know, but you don't get that disgusting high pitched whine of
Yeah.
a 12-cylinder. Or you could watch Formula E. Here-
Electric?
Here's what a Formula E sounds like. I just don't like it.
Do they all have the fucking Tesla motor in them?
I don't know what engine or motor they use for those.
Because, like, the Tesla motor is just like the size of a fucking watermelon. It would push your car up to 90 miles per hour.
Yeah. Well, these guys are going a bit faster than that. But they have to swap. They have multiple cars because they can't just charge them. You got to swap them out. I tried watching it. It's not the same. Having a silent. There's a tiny whir of wee, but not for me.
Well, that's like what car was it where they had to put sounds in? to
Oh,
mimic that?
where they had to pipe it through the speakers.
Uh-huh.
It was Audi, I believe.
What was it? Electric or
Yeah,
just,
it was an electric car. Once
So-
again, something on Top Gear.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cheating.
And Clarkson's like, so, in order to make the sound great, they pipe it in through the speakers, and like they just focus it like the door speaker, and it's going like.
But outside, it's like completely silent.
Oh no, it was a hybrid car, so
Oh.
it still had some engine sound, but I don't know. My car has a really good beefy sound to
Yeah.
it.
Did you see the new Tesla Roadster?
No, I haven't seen any new
0
cars.
to 60 in 1.9 seconds.
Damn.
Top speed of 250 miles an hour.
Yeah, but it beats the Bugatti Veyron or Chiron or whatever.
Oh,
in
it-
almost every category besides top speed. But even the Bugatti gets just destroyed by the
The
Carrera.
The Carrera RS.
yeah, just gets demolished. Because I watched where they were doing it on the Aero line, where they did the
Oh, the
just
giant
the
loop.
giant huge loop of VW's secret test track,
Yeah.
and
I just remembered the episode of like, and now we're gonna go to the secret test track, and it's just like they're like pointing at like road signs that says secret track, turn this way.
but
Sorry.
it just demolished the Bugatti.
Well, the Veyron's so heavy. That's
That's the
Yeah,
thing,
it's
because
drawback.
James May was talking about when he tested it, and that he was slowing down after doing his huge run of I don't know, 450 kilometers per hour or whatever
Yeah.
it was. 480, I think, is what he was aiming for. I mean, of course, he hit it because that was like 254 or 52 miles an hour,
Yeah.
which was the fastest at that time. And that he was still going like 120, but that it was the car is so stable and just so well built that it didn't feel. It felt like he was almost
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah, he was like going 50 miles per hour.
I mean, the stats on that car are ridiculous. I mean, sucking in I don't know, a couple seconds or even a second more than you breathe in a day,
yeah.
and going like 4 football fields every second. I mean, the
Jesus
thing is,
Christ.
but the fun stuff is like the fuel will go out in 12 minutes, but the tires will last, or the tires will last 20 minutes at top speed, but the fuel will last only 12. So you won't
get
kill yourself, but
2 full tanks of gas out of that almost.
Yeah. That's efficient, if you ask me. But Koenigsegg just set a new world record for fastest time from 0 to 250 to 0 again. I think it was like 45 seconds.
how much
Jesus.
does that have to hurt on the negative G's once you hit the top speed and just slap on that brake?
I don't
Oh.
think you can just slam on a brake at 250 miles per hour.
Oh,
dude.
they do. They just stomp on it.
I mean,
and
there's
gear
probably
down.
there's an air brake that probably pops up with it, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, how much does that negative G
That's
just have
gotta
to
hurt.
All I could think of is just like the brakes going boom, and then like the whole thing just like shatters because of heat.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
This
I'm
is my
dead.
life now.
I can't physically imagine a car that can do that kind of stuff.
What's the Venom?
Venom GT.
That one would be fun.
That's
American
old news now.
American made car. They came out with another one that's supposed to be up there with.
They're saying about 300 miles an hour.
That's ridiculous, crazy. What about because back in the old days, the car that killed what's his name?
JFK?
No,
Wasn't that a Buick?
No, it was the driver, actually. He killed him.
Ah,
save it for conspiracy theory podcast. No, Paul Walker. That was the Carrera GT.
oh,
He crashed a Carrera GT?
Well, he didn't. His friend did.
Was-
the
He was just in the past.
Well, because when they
What a waste of a perfectly...
we should
they
just
were
call,
going
car.
too fast, too furious.
we should just call this the Top Gear cast, but because they had that one and it's really squirrely once it gets up into the higher ranges.
Yeah, it has a literal F1 engine in it. That makes me mad.
Don't ever watch like whichever Fast and Furious it is where they go to Dubai then,
They're all models, though, or kit cars. They're not the actual cars, right?
because you would cry because they completely destroy a car.
Like, it was sad that Paul Walker's dead, but now that I know they crashed a Carrera GT, it's like, come on, you couldn't have been in like a Cayman or a Boxster. Still says Porsche on it.
Why?
Those
why
are for the
couldn't
people
have they
who
just
were
been
too
in
poor
like
to
a
actually
Ford
own a real
Taurus?
Porsche.
Yeah, like your grandpa. I'm going to the lake, getting the Porsche.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see a lot of small dick Porsches around here.
There's 2 cars I just saw in Aston Martin the other day in Ankeny,
I think I've seen that one too.
and then I've seen every once in a while I see a guy who drives a Maserati GT.
Oh, dude, I
The
saw
Maserati-
somebody driving
Sexy.
one of the new Audis.
R8, was it black?
It was silver.
Oh, there's a guy in Pleasant Hill has a black one.
And he pulled into the Pleasant Hill gas station, the Hy-Vee gas there. And, like, I'm sitting there pumping,
They have a Hy-Vee gas there.
yeah,
Wouldn't know anything about that.
here in
Yeah.
Altoona.
You said it in Pleasant Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I've seen that same car though, but continue.
And so I'm sitting there pumping my gas, and I hear, like, and I was just like,
oh, dude, they sound so beautiful.
and he's just, like, fucking rolling, and, like, and I was just like, the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, my little SS looks like shit compared to this. Like, I'm usually like, yeah, I got an SS, motherfucker. I got 304 brake horsepower, motherfucker. I have a fucking Corvette engine in my car, motherfucker.
He pulls up. He's got a a supercharged
I have that for my
V10,
front wheel.
turbocharged.
Yeah. And I mean, this car, it was so good. It was sick. It made me cum so much. Like, I had to come home and change my pants because I just had so much cum in my underwear.
There was a guy on the east
And
side.
he
I
was
saw
like a young kid.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what made me puke.
mogul.
Just some young kid with some, like, blonde bimbo in the passenger. She's just probably like, I really like this car. It's got a nice sound system.
Oh, you get out! You don't understand it. That's a masterpiece
drive
of German engineering.
Let me be on the passenger side. Only I can appreciate this vehicle. Push it. I will suck that man's dick.
I saw the brand new Ford GT on the east side.
What?
I know nobody owns that living there. They must have been driving through. But like the super cool new dual turbocharged GT.
Is that the one that Clarkson had? I mean, same model but newer.
Newer, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
the one that stayed in his garage all the time because it kept breaking down?
Who the hell's driving that on
Found
the
on
east
road
side?
dead.
It was at 33rd and in Euclid, right
Oh,
by
wow.
McDonald's.
So that is the east side.
Yeah.
That is
Right by,
the east
Like, why would you even
fucking
drive
side.
that car there?
Tobacco outlet. I'm like, what the fuck are you lost? Waukees over there.
West Des Moines is out that way.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong part of town, boy.
He's going to be on cinders if you get out of it for too long.
I'm going to stop at the shady looking Get and Go to get myself a soda. All
It's
Get and
shop for a
Go's.
stick and gum.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
I know this was supposed to
On
be a car
the
racing
balls.
game cast, but we're turning into just car cast, which I am okay with.
Me too. I could talk about this every episode if we had to.
Any car, money is not an issue. Which car would you take? I'll go first, so you can think about it. I have two cars. And the first one is the car that I would take over anything in the world, the Alfa Romeo 8C.
Over anything,
Anything.
the 8C.
The 8C. Just absolute gorgeous car.
It is beautiful.
It is the most ridiculously gorgeous car. Sounds amazing.
Dude, I'd even take a 4C. Those sound beautiful too. But
Just
yeah,
every time I watched that episode of Top Gear over and over and over and over, just because I love watching it and I love hearing it and I love hearing all the specs about it, even though it's an Alfa Romeo and you know it's probably going to break down. I love it,
well, they say if you truly love cars, you got to own an Alpha at some point.
and that's why
At least Jeremy did.
the car that I want to buy for like a future car is the what is it? The Alfa Romeo Giulietta. The
Julia Quadrifoglio,
Yeah, that one. Oh, I love that because it's like the poor man 8C.
Super Saloon.
And it sounds great, looks great. Second car is that Maserati Gran Turismo because it just
Is that the little two-seater?
little too
It's a long
no, I
front
think
end?
it's a 4 because
Oh, is
they
it?
had Jeremy and Richard were in Richard was in the back and James and they were pretending to have their hands cuffed because it's this
Like a gangster car?
yeah just get it in all black, not matte black but just black, has like the kind of red leather interior. Oh, so good.
Is that
Just
the
this
episode where
tough-
they said they had to pick a car for like this mob boss over in Eastern Europe?
No,
Oh, okay.
That was
a
just-
different one.
they were trying to find car manufacturers or something like that, and they wound up racing in this business park.
Oh, okay.
It was like on a Sunday or something, so it was closed.
Those are some good choices. AJ?
I would have to say an 88 Chevy Celebrity V6. Those are,
Money is not an issue.
these cars are really, really good. They got the tech engine in them, so they'll never go bad. No, if money wasn't an issue,
You got like Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark. Bill Gates combined.
I understand what kind of money I have here.
I'm just, this is for the listener. Like,
Oh, okay.
you could buy space.
See, here's the issue is like I don't ever remember car makes or not. I don't remember their models.
I just remember the sound it makes when it kills a man.
It's a pretty cool sidearm you got there. What is it?
I don't know what it's called. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life.
Joke of the night goes to Dave.
But God damn it, Dave. Come back to me. Come back to me later.
Okay,
You go ahead and go, because like you could talk about this shit for.
I'm a bit of a Ferrari snob because they're the best cars ever made. I would choose. I'll do two as well. A Testarossa, because those slats on the side just that tingles my jingles. But one car over every other car ever would be Ferrari F12 TDF in red, with the Challenge Stradale stripe down the middle of it, like I have in Forza. It's the naturally aspirated V12. It's I think 700 some horsepower, all to the rear wheels. Front engined, which is rare for Ferrari. They don't do that too often. It's getting replaced by the 812 Superfast, and the TDF is a beast of a car.
Now, what's the one? There is one. I'm trying to think, not Bentley.
Rolls Royce.
No, it's one of the. It's a normal car manufacturer.
Mercedes,
No.
BMW.
Nope.
I take a Mercedes SLS.
That is another one. The SLS Black with the gull wing doors.
Yep.
I love, because this is how I like in racing games. I choose cars based on their stats, but I want them to look good. I want them to not be a giant.
Like a square.
Yeah. I don't want to drive a Nissan Cube.
Oh my God, those things
Back
are
in-
fucking ugly.
Yes, they are. There's one lady who used to come into the gas station who had one. It's like, I love it. It's a beautiful car. It's like it doesn't look the same
It's
on
like
either
people-
side. There's a window that wraps around on one side
It's
that isn't
art.
there on the other side.
It's like people who drive a fucking HHR.
It's ugly.
My dad used to.
Yeah, I remember
Ugh.
that. But he had it in gunmetal, so it looked pretty good.
He spray painted the wheels black.
Did he? Mm-hmm. That's funny.
You find that car yet? Describe it. Make. Who makes it?
It's a Ferrari.
Ferrari. What era?
This one.
That
It's a
looks like-
2017.
oh, I was gonna say it looks like a Pagani.
Let me see if I can.
Paganis are pretty sweet.
Oh, the Huayra. This thing is beautiful. The inside's a little gaudy. You can tell it's Italian, but brutal cars.
And if I could, just for the poster art, not that I would actually drive it, but the Lamborghini Countach is another one that's pretty sweet looking. Or the
things are so cool.
What was the one that came before that? Because the Countach was the second one. It was the Lamborghini Miura,
Mira, yep.
and that one I liked because they styled it to have where the doors open and it looked like the horns of the Lamborghini.
Yeah, that I think
bull.
wasn't the Mira the beginning of their kind
Yeah.
of
That was the very first.
low pointed.
Well, that was the very first Lamborghini that came out.
Oh, was it?
I mean, was Lamborghini
The
making
old
stuff
one?
before?
Oh yeah.
So this was the first, because this was a bunch of engineers, I think, just got together and started doing this as like a side project. And this was the first Lamborghini that was what Lamborghini is today.
Okay, I think they go back to the 60s.
I think my issue with trying to figure out like a dream car I could purchase is I never think about that because I know I'm never gonna have that kind of money.
Oh,
So
me
when
too.
I think of like a dream car that I'm gonna own, it'd be like something that I can put my kid into, but that I can also slam super fast.
BMW
So-
M3
Yep.
So I'm like
White.
you know,
with the AW or the BMW.
You get a
racing
Mercedes.
stripes.
a Dodge Charger R&T. You know,
Yeah. C60.
Viper.
C63 AMG.
I would not drive a Viper. They're tiny as fuck. I cannot fit into them. Their insides are just fucking cramped.
Go
to
for
hell.
a Buick. Shaq can fit in those.
My last car was a Buick, and I loved it. See, like I'm like the fucking old man dad here. I'm like, I just want something that I could put my family into, but then I can also fucking drive real fast.
I like a.
That's why I have my Impala SS. It's like
if I could have any car.
it goes into any. It goes into four. It goes into four banger mode when it's below, when it's not on the interstate,
Yeah.
and then when I do drive it on the interstate, drops into the V8 mode, and then when I really want to fucking knock into it, it takes the juice.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone from 20, 25 miles per hour behind a fucking slow-ass trucker trying to get onto the entrance ramp of the interstate to 70 in under like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Just like, whoop.
Yeah.
And
That's all that matters. If it can make you smile, that's the best car
like
in the world.
There was a night when I was like in a racing pack, and they were all like, and I was like, oh, I really want to stay on the interstate with this racing pack, because they all kept like shifting up and going in front of each other and shit, like getting ready for it.
Yeah.
And you could tell like they were all like together, and they must have had car radios because they would like all hit their blinkers at the same time.
Cool.
And shit. So like,
I want to know these dudes.
and it's really funny because there's like all these super nice racers, and then there's a fucking
White.
Mustang.
Oh,
just
Mustang?
a shitty Mustang.
Now, is it like the 2000s Mustang?
Yeah.
Okay, because those were the worst bodies to ever come out.
And I'm like,
Look like a piece of
this
dough.
fucking Mustang, I'd fucking rock his nuts out of the world.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and like they would like speed up to like 80 miles per hour, so I'd go and just kind of like speed up next to him, be like, what's up? I'm dead, but I can still rock it. I can still rock. And then when it came time to get off the interstate on 80, I was like, all right, I'll take my exit and be a responsible old man and stuff. So like, I don't think of like, oh man, I really want that fucking Koenigsegg, or oh dude, I really want a fucking Bugatti Veyron.
But
Like,
if there was
like,
a supercar, hypercar that, like, somebody comes up to you, is like, here's a check, write the price of a car on it. It can't be a normal car.
I think I would get like a high-end Ferrari or something. I don't know. I really,
You get the Ferrari FF. It's 4-door hatchback. The turbocharged V8.
Here's the thing. I
also
really,
very ugly.
really like the way that the Bugatti Veyron looks. So that's always kind of been like the car that I want.
Yeah, it's classy.
If I had the money for it, I would get that.
Or
If it
you're
was a
wanting
real
classy, then go
car,
for like Bentley or Rolls Royce.
if it was a real car, I
Phantom.
want the Phantom. I was about ready to
Yep.
say that. If it was, I would love to drive a Phantom.
Oh, they're so
Uh,
cool. They look like a
I-
fucking bicep.
Yeah, like I really like artistic, beautiful cars. My issue with a lot of modern, supercharged cars is that they're just all these weird odd angles and fucking
Yeah.
just kind of.
That's why I like Ferrari, is because
They put curves into it. Like,
there are pieces
unlike-
of art that can fuck your shit up.
Unlike Lamborghinis, which are all just
my
like
God.
hard 45-degree angles,
Especially the new
everywhere.
ones.
And like I can appreciate it for what it can do, and like its fucking engine and everything else has been like really developed into it. But
Have you
they
seen?
just look so bad.
Have you seen the Veneno?
No,
Oh,
but I mean, I would love like a curvier car that's got some fucking ass
Some
kicking
junk in the trunk.
Yeah, I mean, I love my women curvy. I want my car to be curvy. My current car is curvy. I like it. Even though it's like the most basic body style fucking Impala out there. I hate it. But I love it at the same time.
I'm showing AJ a picture of the Lamborghini Veneno.
It's just...
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, is that the one that's a hybrid?
I think so.
Because that one, when Richard Hammond drove that one, oh my word, because it's so light.
Well, he drove this one and the Sesto Elemento,
Sesto Elemento, I think, is the one
which
that was
is
in the video.
100% carbon.
Yeah.
It's not
Jesus.
like
The thing is
the
ridiculously
chassis.
light.
Oh, the chassis is probably carbon too.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, enjoy your death traps here.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
it is bare bones in there. It's not, there's no frills.
Uh-huh.
It's scaffolding and like tinfoil paper, basically, like the gold.
Gold leaf.
Yeah, gold
It's meant
leaf.
for nothing but performance.
Yeah, and it is
Jesus.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not as good, I think, as the.
Centenario.
No, who's the car maker who's out of England?
The McLaren.
Yeah, the P1, McLaren. The P1, I think, beats it in stats, but I would take the Lamborghini over the P1.
Yeah. I don't know. I like, of the 3 big hybrid cars, you got the Porsche 918, LaFerrari, and the P1.
I'll take the LaFerrari.
I'd take the LaFerrari.
I'd take the P1,
Really?
even though I'm a diehard Ferrari fan. I like it just because it's raw and untamed.
And he likes it raw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has always enjoyed it raw.
Don't even think about spitting. Just shove it in, you fucking idiot.
Yep. All raw, no lube.
Hell yeah, son.
Just like
How do you think I got my name on the streets? No Lube Brady.
just like Ice-T did to NWA.
Iced tea?
Water tea.
Ice
Ice Cube. God damn it.
Yo, I never play with no NWA. I'm Iced Tea.
Is there a little Mike Tyson in there too?
No, that was straight up.
Ice T's got a lisp.
Yeah, he does really talk like that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never noticed that.
Yo,
Oh.
girl, I'm gonna crush
Why
that
don't you go
pussy.
watch some of his video game unboxings? You'll really catch it. The dude's the biggest nerd I fucking
He is.
know. And then, like, he has his fucking metal band with body count.
Body count.
Like, they play one of his songs all the time on the metal
Is
station.
it Cop Killer?
No,
Oh.
Cop Killer's a classic. No, this
Yeah.
is one of his new
New
ones. And he's just like, don't give a fuck about a motherfucker.
It's a very subtle song.
Yeah.
Cop Killer.
I did like how he
never-
became a cop on a TV show. After
Yeah.
having-
But he had his black shoes on. He had his black pants on. He had his black shirt on. This shit had gone on for way too long. He was a cop killer. Better you than me.
Well,
I like that song a lot. I don't know. Here's the thing that sucks is like I've watched just as much Top Gear as both you guys, and I've retained none of like the really like fancy information.
yeah.
All I see is like beautiful cars that go really fast, and it just
Well, all I do anymore is watch car videos.
yeah. That,
It's one of my top passions is motorsport.
and right now my top passion is fucking horror stories. So.
I thought you were going to say horses.
I just thought you were going to say whores. Well, here, let's just...
We could keep
let's just end it.
deconstructing this. I thought you were going to
AJ.
say,
Let's just wrap it up then, and then we'll...
Okay.
hey, I think I see the checkered flag for this episode.
After seeing some horrors or horses, you know.
Or horse.
No, I think that's just the yellow flag. The caution.
The
Oh.
caution. So let's go ahead and bring it in for the final
You
lap.
got to go to the pit.
Yeah, I
I don't...
definitely.
I'm Lightning McQueen. I don't use the pit. I don't need no pit.
God.
I don't need no
Deal with
pit.
a badass over here.
Yeah, fuck it. Let my tires tear. I don't need fuel. You fuck.
This car runs on dreams and aspirations.
Why don't they make a car like that?
Because it would be dead on the side
It'd be a
of the road like
Disney
we are.
car.
But no, like I like shit cars. Like I like really shitty cars. Like
AJ's dream car, a LeBaron.
Ugh.
no, my dream car would be like just like a really really nice
Town and country
beautiful-
minivan.
No, I can't fit into those.
Dude, those new Pacificas look nice.
That Chevy Celebrity, man. I loved it. When I had one, I loved it. It was roomy. It made me feel like king of the road.
Because nobody wanted to touch it. Stay away from me.
I loved it.
It's not
And-
about miles per gallon. It's about smiles per gallon.
That's
Remember
right.
that.
And
that is a perfect
here's
way
the
to end
thing.
it.
Here's
Whatever.
the thing. I passed up in a giant snowstorm a plow that was stuck on the side of the road in my shitty little Celebrity.
Loser.
So if that is not the telling of a great car, I don't know what is. I like to see you drive your fucking Maserati through a foot of snow.
Oh, I will. I'll do it.
The engine will suck in snow from the street
And I'll be waving to
and
you
then go,
as I pass you.
oh, give me that one finger salute, huh?
As I turn backwards and I'm sliding down the road, still
With both out both windows, driving with your knee.
Mr. Beaning it.
Open the moonroof, I gotta give him the finger.
All right, well, this has been a wonderful 30 and Nerdy, I think.
I think so too.
The first of many car episodes.
Except for not with me because I don't know car makes or models.
That's what Google's made for, AJ.
To be the audience stand-in.
I'll be the audience standing. I'll be the Brady in those episodes.
Oh, sweet.
Because Brady usually just sits there kind of quiet, like, I don't know what video games you guys are talking about, so I'm going to vape and look at my phone.
I don't look at my phone.
No. But you do vape.
I do.
You probably think about fucking some hottie
Most of the
with
time.
a body.
Yeah.
Well, this has been 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
My name is AJ.
I've been Brady.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Remember,
Bye.
not miles per gallon, it's smiles per gallon.
Yep.
This is flaming dragon.
Okay, flaming dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Now, I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up!